Hello, people. How you doing? Let me make sure. If you guys can't hear me, let me know. Um, okay, I just want to talk about a couple things. There's a fart video out about me now. Okay, that sounds cool. Hey, listen, people. Uh, I just want to talk about. Yesterday, I came on and I dropped a video earlier in the day, and then I kind of relaxed last night, watched the Yankees because the Yankees are in a very important series, uh, and I'm an avid baseball fan, and I'm an avid Yankee fan. So that's one thing. And then this morning when I came back on, I seen all this shit going on. I seen that Jimmy Calandra uh, put a video up where he said that he's willing to put his face uh, back on an arrest photo because someone did something to him. When he said that, I was like, who the hell is he talking about? Then the minute he mentioned Long Island, I was like, okay, Long Island, it's got to be Sonny. And so then I go out and looking at these videos with Sonny. And then I see these other videos too. I'm going to tell you guys something. You know, there is a limit here. First of all, you have people talking shit saying that I'm involved behind some of these sites, which I'm not. That's just bullshit talk. But the fact that, I've seen some pretty horrible videos um, attacking people's wives. And, it kind of made me feel sick. I'll be honest with you. And then on top of that, and, I was straight up, I'll be straight up with Sonny. There's a limit. You have to know where to go. You don't put children into it. And Sonny, if you do jump in here, I want to talk to you about this. Okay. So, so here you had Sonny fighting with Jimmy. And all of a sudden I'm saying to myself, where the hell is Sonny getting all this information? Because it just came out of the blue. And then you're having stuff like then Tony Pizza disappears off the face of the earth. I mean, 1 minute he's there, he gets to 1,000, he disappears. And then you have fires going around threatening people. You have cops being called on people. There's so much stuff going on here. And what you guys see is nothing. There's so much stuff going on behind the scenes that it's really incredible. It's kind of scary though, because now you have stuff happening that is really not good. Someone's gonna snap here. So we really have to stop at some point. But they call this the Mafia genre, and it's like it's all this stuff going on within the genre here that's unbelievable. I mean, you name it, everything's going on. I mean, why Tony Pizza? When you think about everything that he said on his videos, his site wasn't taken down. I mean, when you go that far, usually your site's taken down. When you start threatening people, threatening to go places and attack people. So, I was going to do a whole different type of show today, but I'm just catching up on everything because of the fact that I haven't been around. And then last night, I turned on the TV and then I went over to YouTube and I said, what the hell? Let me go catch the FBS show and they're talking about stuff. And then all of a sudden I go back to watch it and that video's gone. So notice Sonny's hashtags. Let me tell you something about the hashtags, people. What some of these sites are doing is they're putting hashtags down and they're putting people's names on it to make it look like people are involved. These are trolls. These trolls are very good. And the people that are following them and believing what they're saying are being trolled. So that's what's going on right now. These are some of the best trolls I've ever seen. I've seen somebody else on another station saying, oh, these trolls suck. They haven't gotten me. Dude, they got you. You think it's me. They got you, dude. They're laughing. I mean, and these troll attacks are only going to get worse. I mean, this is nothing. So if you're going to be in this genre, you have to make a decision whether you want to stay here, because everybody's going to get hit hard. Now, I've been getting hit for two months, maybe really hard for 2 months. And then the other guy on another channel wasn't getting hit hard. Now he's getting hit vicious. So he's getting hit. I'm getting hit every day. It's continuous. It's nonstop. And then you got assholes like Johnny Bags here. You are a troll. See, Johnny Bags is what you call a professional troll. Whenever you see Johnny Bags around, this is what he's doing. He's provoking trouble. See, these are the guys. So we'll point them out when they whenever the trolls get in here today. We will point out who the trolls are. Johnny Bags, you're a troll. So I'm going to put you on a little bit of a timeout. If you want to come back, you can. Personally, I don't give a shit. Okay. Yeah. I don't know what happened. Someone said that he had a video up. I looked for it this morning and it was down. So I'm guessing things were said in that video that, people have been putting up videos and taking them down lately. So, and this isn't just a little bit. I mean, this is a continuous thing now. People making videos and they say really mean things. And they get nervous that YouTube's going to go after them. When you're doing these videos, you got to be careful what you say. There's a point you got to stop. And that's what people aren't doing right now. They're just going like way beyond. When you start threatening people, threatening to go people's houses, when you start making really bad false accusations, are attacking people and making up false stuff, if you start bullying, those are all things that YouTube looks for. YouTube does not like that kind of stuff. And that's when you get flagged and your channel gets taken down. And that's what happens. And then behind the scenes, we got people calling cops on people. I'm not going to get into these names yet, but it'll all come out. But you literally got people calling cops. You got people looking at jail time and stuff because of people that come into these rooms. They can't take the abuse. So what do? They call cops. That's what's going on right now, people. And these are the things you don't hear. These are the things the other channels do not want to tell you about. They don't want to tell you everything going on. They just want to accuse people of doing things. There's a certain amount of people that are doing things, but most of the people do. And MRE said it best. MRE said, remember when that stuff came out last week and that I was being accused of being part of it? MRE said, I'd give my right hand if Lee was part of that. And nobody listened to him. And you know why MRE knew this? Because MRE admits he's a troll. So this is what's going on. New beginning of the unemployed FBS. Of course you're a troll, dude. You know you are. I mean, look at the sites you're putting up. You trolled me. And then, it's like the reality is, look what you're doing, dude. And you're probably going to troll me now just for pulling that up. But I mean, we got to, the reality is what's here. Boy, I lost you there for a minute. I froze up. Sorry about that. Okay, I want to get back up here. Lee, I would already $1 if someone sent me a picture of my house. Just saying. Yeah, something, I have to make a decision here whether I'm going to get the police involved. But this person doing this, they did two things that were very stupid. They sent me one text threatening me, and then a text of my house. So, and that wasn't even a troll. So this is what you got going on here. And then you got Tony Pizza's he's not a troll, and he's threatening to go to Pennsylvania and look for somebody. You can't do that. Damien insulted and apologized to Lee yesterday in a span of 5 minutes. I don't give a shit about Damien Trites. Damien, if you want to come on here and talk to me, dude. I really don't give a shit. I'm furious. Fucking, that's some bullshit right there. Fucking professional fighter doing that shit to people. Okay, I'm going to start reading some of these people. That 3,000 Tony pizza, wherever it came from, he probably went on a huge binge. But you know, John Wolf came out and he said maybe he got pulled over and the cops kept the money, and because he bought it across state lines. As much as, you know, John Wolf is out there, John Wolf says some things that are happening right now. Cops are pulling people over going into states with a large. If you have a few $1,000s, they'll take your money. You know, because they expect all money to be on debit cards and stuff now. Lee, what ideas do you have for the next mob-related show? I wanted to, there's some, the names of these rats that are coming out now that ratted on the Colombo family on that big bus that went down. And now they know who's doing, who did the ratting. So there's going to be new rats out here now, people that were involved with that whole entire bus there. And they named them. And one of the guys, a high-ranking captain. And I want to make sure I got his name. You know, somebody sent me his name and sent me an article on it. It was really interesting. But before I mention that name, I just want to make sure it's correct. I don't want to put the poor guy's name out here if he's not a rat. But it looks like he is a rat. It looks like he's the one that ratted. Well, he was one of the rats. And so soon he'll probably be coming to YouTube telling you how great he is and what a gangster he was. And he won't talk about being a rat. But let me tell you something. How serious can you take the rats, though? How much, you know, besides MRE, it seems to me everybody else been doing rat shit around here. If you call the cops on somebody just because you don't like them, that makes you a rat. Or if they called you, you know, they make fun of your body or something and you call the cops, I mean, that makes you a rat. I mean, just think about all the stuff getting done. Excuse me about that. You've got so many rats running around now. The rats that claim they're not the rats and they're going after the rats are rats too. So what the hell? Hey, KRM61, thank you, Edie. Notice Sonny's, yeah, so we were talking about that. Mob release those gems in the Mafia History Vault, the real mob tube. Damien Trade says he hates rats and loves Jimmy Calandra. Go figure that one out. Everybody loves Jimmy Calandra, you know, and Jimmy's losing it too. You can't go on and say that you're willing to go get you a picture taken at the police department because someone's coming after you. Personally, I have no pity about who when people are coming after people. I've been dealing with this shit for 2 months. I literally have these other channels all coming over here and coming at me at the same time. So, you know, if you can't take it, you're in the wrong genre. You know, if you Sonny Money don't give a shit. He doesn't give a shit. And those are the people that you got to worry about, the people that don't give a shit. They don't have no feelings about it. They'll just do it. I mean, when I seen these videos of his, I was shocked. I mean, the things he was saying. I was like, are you kidding me? I mean, it was some, you know, shit that I never even heard of. So someone's feeding him this information. Or where he got the information is from beyond me, but that's really personal information. My friends call me one time too many hits. I don't even know what to, I get nervous pulling you up because I never know what you're saying half the time. Yeah, I spoke to something today on my... Oh, you did? Okay. I will check that out on the Casio Connection. I can't stand gun done. Then I can't stand FBS. Well, listen, a lot of people like FBS. That's the reality of it. You know, he has a lot of subscribers and he does have his fans. But the reality is, we're both getting hit hard now from trolls. And I don't feel sorry because it's been happening to me for a long time. But don't blame that person. Don't blame me for your troll attacks. Because I got nothing to do with your fucking troll attacks. They're trolling your ass. And now I hear there's a new video out of me having me farting or something. That sounds like a funny fucking video. I want to see it. If someone can give me the link for that, I'd really appreciate it. Put it up there so people can go take a look at it. Get it out of the way. Dave, Dave, I'm not gonna defend Sonny Money for what he did. I can't. I just can't do that. There's a limit. We have to know what our limit is here. And right now, the trolls have no limits. But us, the people here that who we are, we got to have a limit. I mean, how far are we going to go on this? FBS is a jagoff. He gets mad at every stream for doing something. Hey, Lee, what's up? The Yankee hitters back. Yeah. What a disappointment. If you take Judge and Stanton away from that team, they're horrible. I'm actually hoping they don't make the playoffs because you know what they're going to do in the playoffs. They're going to lose. They can't beat these other teams. Anyone know why Capici deleted the article? I don't know. Did he delete that article? Are you talking about the article about the snitch from the Colombo family? That's interesting. I didn't realize that, Joey. It's on his Sit Down podcast page. Better to a smart fellow than a fart smeller. Okay, I can only imagine what this is like. It's 2 pictures of you with fart noises in the background. Is that it? I doubt that, unless my house is mic'd, I doubt they're real farts. And if they are real farts, God bless them. They did a good job. Sonny and she would be perfect. Okay, let's see here. Sonny is a mentally disabled. Anyone taking him or acknowledged him as a jerk off the issue of the person using a mentally disabled person and the government not stepping in. How mentally unstable is he when you really think about it? I mean, look at what he put out. I mean, how did he get that? That's the question, is how did he get that information? Because that's information that I never heard before. That information came out of nowhere. So did someone contact him that knew that information? And that information is now out there forever, and there's no turning back now. There's no saying I'm sorry. There's no stopping it now. It's there. So, the information is there now, and every time I go on another site and pull something up, there's information on someone saying things. This is why I'm going to talk to you guys about the WWE thing today. And I want to get that straight because you got these scumbags going around saying that I took $20,000 as a payoff during my brother's lawsuit. And that's one thing I want to talk about. Because that's not true, and I'll explain to you exactly what the money was about. But that's going to be in a little bit. I'm just reading this stuff right now. I don't want to fall too far behind. Jeff DeWignadu is the worst guy in the garbage peel who trashed Lee. Yeah, Carmen. Let me tell you, you know how many people that I know that come in here and trash FBS, then go on FBS and trash me? Like go back and forth. That's just what people do. You got to be used to it. There's nothing we could do about it, and not many people can survive having shows and doing this. because once you open the door, listen, everything's been dug out of my past. You know, they hit me with the hardest thing, the kidnapping thing. They hit me with that. So now it's like, okay, what else are you going to find? You know, I've had this one woman going around saying I was a criminal, that I did a lot of things. I stole a lot of money. And what? I stole a lot of money. Yeah, I did. I'm not stealing money no more. But, you know, most of us in here, we have history. You know, and that's it. We have history, and there's nothing we can do to change it. It's about what we're doing right now. And what I'm doing right now is I'm not taking money from people. And then you have people, they come up with stuff like you live in disability housing, which is false. I live in a beautiful, brand new complex where part of the complex is disability housing, but not where I live. I pay regular money, which is not cheap. And then you have people saying that you're collecting disability, which isn't true. But see, and they put this stuff out here, and then people run with it, and they don't stop running with it. And it gets worse and worse and worse. Same things happen with FBS, same thing. But the only difference, here's the difference between me and FBS. I know I'm not doing it to him, and I know he ain't doing it to me, even though he thinks it's me doing it. According to him, I'm some kind of mad genius that is putting all this shit together and doing this to each other. You know, he doesn't like me. I don't like him, but I wouldn't do these trolls attacks. I would not do what these trolls are doing to him right now. No, because it's gone beyond him. They're not doing it to him. It's going beyond him. You know, listen, when they make fun of Gunsmoke Don's eyebrows and where are they? Some guy said that he's going to put up a video because he just found his eyebrows. That's some funny shit. And, you know, come on, we all know Gunsmoke Don is Gunsmoke Don. He is pretty much a yes man. That's what he is. And that's the reality, Gunsmoke. I'll tell you to your face. If you come on here, I'll tell you to your face too, because I see all the little snide remarks you're making and stuff over there. He showed a pic of Jimmy's kids. He said the woman was a little Georgia. Yeah, I seen this. It doesn't matter. First of all, you don't show pictures of kids. You just don't do that. Now, Georgie, I know he's parts of some of Jimmy's stories, but does it really matter who he was married to or who his girlfriend was or anything? You know, I think about the shit that, you know, people say about the kidnapping and all that stuff, not knowing the facts. Did I make a mistake? Without a doubt, I made a mistake. But was it what people claim? No, it was not. Okay, we have done, well, we all have done time. I did 10 for a BS rape trial. Hey, listen, I got to give you credit for putting that up, dude. But you know what? There's a lot of people in jail doing time that shouldn't be in jail. You got guys doing time. And I mean, I looked at one guy on TV was in jail for 60 years, and he committed a crime. He murdered somebody when he was 16. You know, and you know, things like that, you know, makes you think. Overall, Lee's not bad. FBI was a guy who dealt crack to kids. Other guys put pellets in people. I appreciate that, Dave. And, you know, and that's the one thing I could say to anybody. I've never dealt drugs to nobody. And, you know, and here's the things I take pride in. I never dealt drugs to nobody. I never hurt a child. I never got arrested on domestic battery charges. And I never in my life would I do anything to harm a child. And there's people that want to do that, you know, but then you get some sick people in here that would do that. Sonny Money should get his head busted. I'm sorry. Well, you know, Sonny knows what he's doing. And if that time comes, Sonny's got to know whether he can handle himself. That's, you could say you can handle yourself, but can you? You literally burned every bridge with everyone. Damien tried that. Oshie Jones. Okay. See what you're saying. None of this is true, dude. Let me tell you something. There's no bridges here. There's no friends here. There's people that come into the shows and watch them. Nobody ever offered me a bridge. Okay. None of these people were trying to help me. It's all bullshit, dude. You could say that, but it's not true. Oh, she's not a criminal. It's not a rap move to call authorities unless you're in that life. That's true. Perfect. If you're in that life or we're around people in that life and you know what it is, and if you're going to go out there and bitch about people being fucking rats, don't call the cops. Especially if you had people in your life that were hard-ass criminals that murdered and killed people. Oh, she said, send a pic threatening a guy where he lives. That's it, without a doubt. Especially if you're a professional fighter. Gonna smoke light on the loafers, Don. God, that guy's disappointing. Sammy's getting hit hard, so. Sammy has a big base behind him. Every time I hit Sammy, I wind up losing 20, 25 subs. So, that's the reality of it. People just like him. It's actually none of the fighting matters as long as YouTube doesn't ban. Exactly. We can all argue and stuff, but once you get into threatening to hurt people or bullying, when you go on a channel and you attack somebody through a whole show continuously like a fucking animal, that's a whole different story. Need I not say no names? You all wouldn't last 5 seconds in the street if you don't have the aptitude to determine Sonny Money is on the spectrum. You all beat up kids on the short bus for flicking you off. That's great, dude. I like that. Okay. If you're going to play, you're going to have to suck it up and pay. If you can't, don't play. You can't say it better than that. It's the truth. And that's the problem. People don't realize that there are some really crazy people in the Mafia genre. There are some crazy people. And you never know who, someone, if you are going to say something about, you better be prepared to protect yourself. Me, I'm prepared. That I know. And I live in Texas. And that's not like living on the East Coast. Let's put it that way. This is a whole different world out here. And I live in Southwest Texas, which is really a whole different world. It's the best place to live in America, if you ask me. Some people won't agree with that. But that's who. Politically, I love where I live. I wouldn't ask for anything more. And this is where I'll die. And I grew up in New York. I love New York. I used to love New York. I miss New York. But everybody tells me New York's not what it used to be. So nothing like it used to be. Times Square isn't anything like it used to be. Nothing in New York is anything like it used to be. Threats and bullying and going after family and doxing, no good. I agree with you on that, 100%. Yep. Can't say you're wrong on that one. Nick says he keeps asking every day. I left. Didn't know if he had seen. Everybody's asking about the guy. Everybody. Johnny Gebbert's $4.99. This is my first time I've received anything in a week. You know why? Because I had no shows. So that should tell you people how important these are to me. If you give me something, thank you. But that doesn't, because there's other people saying how important chats are to me and stuff. They're really not even a little bit. Use this for your security. If you open the line later, I'll call it. Hey, listen, people. I'm gonna drop a invite down here. If anybody wants to jump in, jump in. I got to see your face. Joey, smart as smart, made friends with a lot of black podcasters to gain more viewers. You know who's really good gaining friends with black podcasters lately, and it's really funny? Sammy Gavano. I mean, he's working those black podcasters something awful. And they love him. I mean, they just love him. Oh, look at this one. Oshi. So you have a firearm, Lee, and you're a felon? First of all, do you know I'm a felon? Second of all, do you know what the firearm laws are in Texas? And no, I don't have a firearm. Do you want to come check my house? See, these are the like the rats. Like Oshi Jones. Do you have a firearm? There's a lot of ways to take care of people without firearms.
I want to blow my load all over your ass.
God, that's kind of pathetic. You see, that's why I want to see faces, man. Okay, that made my day. I feel wanted now. I feel like that must have been one of my old cellmates. Okay. Yeah, Sonny, a lot of people say he's running them up right now. I only wish Sonny the best, but if you're gonna go after people, you got to be willing to accept the consequences. And I like Sonny. I think that he's not as bad as he's trying to make himself out to be. But he's going a whole different level now. Whether you like Jimmy Calandra or not, the fact is that Jimmy has hurt some people in his life. And if you want to do this stuff to Jimmy, there's no guarantee that Jimmy ain't going to come looking for you. And on top of that, you're right down the street from him. I mean, I know what people said to me about my brother and stuff, so how bad it could be. Let me get this Oshi person out of here. Okay. Times Square turned into Walt. Yep, it did. It sure did. It turned into Disney World. And that's what's a shame.
Hey, what's up, Lee?
How you doing?
How's it going? I'm good, man. How are you?
You're the only person I let in here without a face.
I know. I was like, hopefully he won't make me turn this camera on.
No. Well, actually, I don't. I do that because I've seen you in chat rooms before, and you're not an asshole.
Yeah, I try not to be. Not too much.
Yeah. So, what do you think about all this crazy stuff going on?
Yeah, I guess. So, did you see it? Did you watch FBS yesterday, or did you not catch it?
I watched a little bit of it, and then I said, you know what? Once he's done, I'm going to turn it back. But then he was saying stuff, and I thought he was blaming me for it, saying, "Oh, this guy in this other station loves this." So when he said that, I turned it off. I was like, I don't even know what you're talking about, dude. And I had no idea. Then he was mentioning Jimmy and someone doing, and me and Jimmy are always going at it. I thought that's what he meant. But then this morning I came in and I found out it wasn't what he meant because I seen what Jimmy said. And Jimmy said Long Island. And the minute he said Long Island, I figured it was Sonny.
Yeah, so Sonny's running crazy last night. I mean, putting photos up of the ex-wife and all that. I mean, I think, you know, I don't think Sonny's a bad kid. I think he's just a bit misguided. I don't know if Gene is telling him to do that or something. I mean, he had to have got that info from somewhere. Like, I don't know who the hell Sonny Money really knows. You know, someone had to have given that to him.
And you know what? It could always be the things the problem is when we're in here, it could be someone that pops up from our past that is angry.
It could be a troll too. I mean, you know, Sonny Money he could be, you know, there could be some trolls or some people that know things about his life, about Jimmy's life. And, you know, I mean, you can't put anything past anyone. I mean, all these videos popping up about FBS and his wife and everything. It's just crazy.
Well, I seen a couple this morning. I went on his wife this morning. It was horrible.
Yeah.
You know, and, you know, when you get to the point that, you know, and then I get a little bit upset where FBS thinks that I would even do anything like that. I wouldn't, you know, and then he's being trolled by the trolls, you know, and that's the thing. And it doesn't matter what I say. He's not going to believe me. So that's on him. I can't change that, you know?
Yeah. He really is easy bait for the trolls, man. It's like bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I got to be honest though. He was, I mean, he might've said a couple comments about you. I wasn't following 100% closely, but he tried to avoid that, you know. He brought Damien on, and then Damien just started like freaking spazzing out a little bit. And he, you know, once Damien got off, he was like, you know, I wasn't really trying to go that direction. Like, you know, he didn't want to bring you up in a negative way or positive way. It seemed like, you know.
Well, you know, and Damien doesn't realize if I wanted to be a real prick, I'd be over at the police department right now.
Right. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
well, he came on the show, and he kind of like admitted it, that like he did it. Then, you know, people were like saying it in the chat. They like started banning some people, and then he just basically admitted it. Like, yeah, he's like, you know, I did some things wrong, you did some things wrongly, and let's just end it. Blah blah blah. So I'm wondering if they took it down because of that.
I never threatened nobody. You know?
Yeah, I know. I'm not saying he said that. He's just, you know, trying to equivocate. You know, trying to make it equivalent whatever he did to, you know, maybe you know, fighting with them. You know, it's obviously not the same thing, but.
Well, you know what it is. If anybody says anything about a Gotti, then they got their little group there, and they all get together and they all say something. But they have to understand the real Gotti, the real gangster, is dead.
Right.
You know, okay? All these other Gottis mean nothing to me, and that's, you know, that's just the fact of it. Just because your last name's Gotti doesn't mean you're a gangster. You know.
Right.
And
Right.
You know, John Gotti was a gangster. You know, you will not hear me badmouth John Gotti Sr., you know, and that's that.
No, stand-up guy. You can't, not much you could say bad about him, you know.
But you know, people have to also remember too, he was the head of the Gambino family. And in order to survive in that life, you have to be vicious. It's that simple.
Oh, no doubt about it. But you do that. Listen, he did that, but everyone else signed up. It's not like he's going around and whacking suburban housewives and shit like that.
You're absolutely
he signed up for that. Yeah, he did his time like a man. He's just, you know.
Yeah, the ugliness in this is so bad now, and people will say, "How come we don't talk about Mafia shows?" I'll give you an example. So. FBS has been coming out the last couple of days saying that he's going to get to the Mafia stuff, but then all of a sudden he'll get totally off it, back onto this shit. And it's not his fault. It's there. We can't pretend it's not there. And people want to hear about it. Whether people want to hear this or not, it's the truth. You know?
Right. I think so he said he's going to have a Sopranos guest, you know, one of the actors from the Sopranos. I'm pretty sure I know who it is, but I don't want to ruin his show because he didn't want anyone to say. He kind of revealed it.
Maybe it'll be Pussy.
No, it's not gonna be Pussy, but it'll be it's not gonna be someone as big as that in the show, but someone who's actually still pretty significant part of the show. And I think he doesn't want to have all these fighting videos and, you know, even that part with Damien kind of going off at the end. He doesn't want them to see that because it's like, you know, at the end of the day, no one's going to really want to come on your show with all that crazy crap going on. You're not going to be able to grow your show and bring on actual actors, you know. I mean, because the best content he makes, like we had talked about it, was Patrick Borriello interview and other things like that. That's the best stuff he makes.
That was a great show.
It really was.
That was one of the best interviews I've seen.
Yeah, it was great. He does a good job interviewing. He really does. It's just, you know, stay out of the mud.
But a lot of, but see, every time I'll say something about Jimmy Calandra, though, he'll come at me and say and use another excuse to come at me, and but it's to protect Jimmy Calandra. If I go after people, stay in your own zone. I don't care who he goes after. If it's not me, I don't care who you go after.
Right.
But if I go after Gotti or if I go after Jimmy, then he jumps in.
Right.
And that's how it is every time.
You know what? And it's always going to be like that because it's his money almost. It's like having Angel Gotti there kind of lends some credibility to him in his show, and then also being able to maybe do more shows with Jimmy is going to help him get to 5,000-10,000 subs. So it's like he's never gonna,
the Jimmy effect's over.
Yeah.
The Jimmy effect. He got Jimmy's interview. He got those people. That's that. The Jimmy effect is over.
If he could get Jimmy to do a show with him once a week, though, it'll boost his show for sure. It'll boost him. And I know he had said that there was something like that in the works. So, if I'm him, I'm gonna placate him as much as I can and try to build my station.
And I think he will build his station. And on top of that, I think that legitimately he's very good at what he does, and he'll build it. But legitimately too, they've been trying to say that. They mock me here saying how little my channel is, but I'm picking up subs every day, and I'm not going backwards, I'm going forwards. And, and I know what I'm getting into when I go after Jimmy or if I go after Sammy, you're going to hurt your subs, but I'd rather go after them and lose some subs than not go after them.
Yeah. The thing is, if you can make a big viral video though, going after them, then you will get subs. You just it's got to be smart the way you do it. Because if you do a video and it only gets 3, 4, 5, even 10,000 views, it's not going to be enough, But if you can really go viral and you do something that gets some buzz, it will boost your subs. But it's a dangerous thing.
yeah, it is, and you got to have guts to do it. And when you do it, you got to realize what you're doing. It's so, like someone wrote me the other day. Actually, this morning, who said to me, "You know what? If you stop all this fighting, you'd have to be at 10,000 subs already." That's not true, because along the way, I'll give you, and this is what FBS is suffering right now. The more popular he becomes, the more the subs are going to come after him.
Oh yeah,
that's the more the trolls are going to come after him, and and that's just and he has to sit down and think and have a conversation with his wife whether he even wants her in that position, because this ain't going to get better. I mean,
right.
It's obvious. I mean, I watched today and it's obvious that they'll say anything and do anything and say horrible, nasty stuff. So are you willing to put up with that? That's the thing. I wouldn't want anybody saying that to my wife.
Definitely, man. It sucks when you kind of put yourself out there like that, because now I've seen, I don't even want to mention it because I don't want to lend it credibility. I don't know if it's true or not, but I've just seen horrible things. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh. It's just crazy, man. You just put.
Oh man, did you see that one guy that buddy guy that does those scary videos with me in them and him? Oh my god, those things are creepy. I mean, I came across them the other day, and I'm like, oh, it's just horrible. And and some of these people, they're gifted. They know how to do this really well.
Right.
And they know how to make these videos, and it's. Well, I was going to say I hope it stops, but I know it's not gonna.
No,
it's part of doing it. It's part of doing this right now.
As the shows grow, so did the trolls.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah. But all right, man. Freaking, I just wanted to call in and say that I gotta head out a little bit. So.
Okay, I appreciate you coming in, my man.
All right, thanks for having me.
Take care.
Bye.
Okay, I want to talk about. There's some like pretty vicious, when people say stuff about me or my brother, it kind of really, that's the thing that bothers me. Just like Jimmy gets bothered with his children being involved, or Fat Bull Sicilian gets upset with his wife being involved. And mine is my brother, because as you know, my brother killed himself in February. And then people said that I took $20,000 from Vince McMahon as a payoff. So I want to explain something to people. When we were negotiating for that lawsuit, Vince McMahon came into New York on a Sunday, and I was supposed to go meet. I was supposed to be part of the people that go up during the negotiations. At that time, I had a felony warrant out, and nobody knew I had this felony warrant. So, except our lawyer. So our lawyer called me up and said, "You stay. I'm going to keep you out of the meeting," because they didn't know whether Vince McMahon knew I had a felony warrant. So I stayed at the hotel, the Hyatt, right above the Grand Central. And then my brother goes to the meeting. And then during the meeting, my brother jumped up. He was arguing with Vince McMahon, and he jumped up and said to Vince McMahon, "I only want my job back and my back pay." And so they gave him his back pay. It wound up being $55,000 back pay. And they gave him his job back, and then my brother came back to the hotel and told me what he did. And I was very upset when he told me, because there was a stack of shows from everybody, from every show on TV wanted my brother on it. And it would have probably brought Vince McMahon's empire down, because it had to do with sexual abuse of children. Children under 15 years old, too. They were 13 to 15-year-old boys. It was probably larger than the Penn State scandal. That's how bad it was. So anyway, we met with Vince McMahon at Titan Towers. And we had 2 days of negotiations right with that. And I was against my brother going back to work. But my brother gave me a hug and he told me, "Lee, all I want is my job back." So I said, "If that's what you want, that's okay. You can have your job back." And then my brother said to me that, "I'm going to give you $20,000. And I said, "No, you're not giving me $20,000. Vince McMahon is giving me $20,000. So then they went into petty cash, and Vince McMahon gave me $10,000. Then he took me down to the bank and gave me another $10,000. And then they asked me to move away from where I lived and move to Boston with that $20,000. I knew I wasn't going to do it, but I said to Vince McMahon, "Okay." So they gave me the money. And then I talked to my brother and I said, "Are you sure this is what you want?" And my brother says yes. He wanted to stay there and work there. And then I left. And when I left, I knew it was a bad move. Not taking the $20,000. I mean, I could have walked out of there with nothing, or taken $20,000 from my brother, because I put a lot of money. I put a lot of money up front in this lawsuit. So basically, I got some of my money back, and then on top of that, I got it was basically $20,000 in cash, which it was 1992. $20,000 in cash in 1992 is a lot more than $20,000 in cash is right now. And that's the story behind the $20,000. But you got scumbags that come into these rooms here and stuff and bring it up all the time. Because eventually Vince McMahon had me arrested, had me taken, he found out about my warrant. And that's going to be a whole new, I don't want to talk too much about it, because there's a book coming out in the middle of next year. And it's going to have to do on this. And a lot of people have been saying to me, "Why don't you talk more about what happened with the WWE and Vince McMahon and everything?" Because I made an agreement with the author, and Simon Schuster's doing the book. And it's called The Autobiography of Vince McMahon and Tom Cole. And it kind of combines them together. So we're just going to leave, that's why you're not hearing me talk about it, and it's part of the commitment that I made to the author. And I got to keep that commitment. But I wanted to bring up the $20,000, because when people say, "Oh, Lee sold his brother out for $20,000, that's not what happened. It's part of a lawsuit, long negotiations. And it was my brother's lawsuit. He made the determination to go back to work, and it was a bad move. He thought they were going to be honorable to him. They weren't. And that's that, and if anybody wants to ask me more about that, you're fine. If you want to ask me little segments about stuff, but, if you go to Monty and the Pharaoh, I've done tons of interviews that you can find anywhere on the internet. All you got to do is put Lee Cole WWE into Google search, and we'll see tons of them. And that's basically what I wanted to talk about right there. Okay. Don't be going FBS and I don't like each other. I will never go FBS. I don't like him. He don't like me. There's no chance of us ever liking each other. We're two different human beings. I would donate, but I'm broke college. I don't. I'd rather have you be a broke college student and do your shit, Joey. The story is still kind of old school, though. New York City. I actually, when I was married to my first wife, I lived in Astoria, Queens, for Ditmars Boulevard for 3 years. And what I miss about that area the most is the Greek food. Gosh, if you want a real gyro, Ditmars Boulevard was the place to go. You could join in anytime you want. I dropped the link there. But I know you're not going to show your face. But if you want to join and talk, sure. But I know what you're doing. You're over here trying to make it look like we work together. See, this is what trolling is, people. This is a perfect example. And this guy's the best at it. I mean, they are the best because they have FBS believing that this guy is working for me and we're buddies. But this is what they do. I got to give you credit to be over here like this, you know? And then FBS will say, new beginnings, unemployed FBS was in Lee's chat room. They're working together. That's the game. That's the troll game right there. Lee, how did you restrain yourself from taking the baseball bat to that guy? No matter what happened afterwards, it would have been worth it. Lexi, are you talking about Vince McMahon? Vince McMahon should have been in jail a long time ago. That company has done so many things wrong. A matter of fact, I want to play you guys a little segment. Let me put... One minute, please. Okay, I'm going to try that one more quick time. And I want to play the end part. This is the end of my interview with these people. And I just wanted to give you an idea if you want to go look at this. But these guys, they're a radio station, they're a TV station, and they also do podcasts. They have several platforms out of Long Island, New York.
I want to thank you for sharing the stories about your brother. We're praying for your family. We're praying for his family. And I only wish that you get the justice that you're looking for.
Can I say one quick thing?
Sure.
It's not only me or my brother. This is an organization that calls their workers independent contractors. They most of them have horrible injuries. They have concussions. Most of them are broke. Most of them have no money. They treat their workers horrible. The deaths are unbelievable. The murder cover-ups are unbelievable. I mean, if any other company went through what the WWF has done, they would not even be in business. But the fact that Vince McMahon calls his business an entertainment company, he gets away with it because people think this is like part of the wrestling skit. Every other day there's a man dying at the age of 40 years old in a motel room somewhere. Just like my brother, they got kids at home and they're dying. And he refuses, with all the money that he's made off their backs, to even help any of them. They don't even remember their names. I had one guy tell me that he went up and spoke to one of these guys at a show, and he knew him as good friends, and then he didn't recognize this guy. And then he looked at him and said, "Hey, brother, I don't remember what happened yesterday." So, it's not just Tom. It's a lot of wrestlers that have went through this. So a lot of people's lives have been destroyed by a husband and wife. That's what it comes down to.
Well, keep the good fight going, Lee. Nothing but respect for what you've had to go through, and you got a big pair of balls, my friend. Much respect.
Well, I just don't care. Man, my brother's dead. There's nothing they could do to me. Nothing. I can go to jail. I don't give a shit. They're not going to shut me up.
Well, we'll consider you a friend of the show, and anything you need from us, by all means, reach out. And again, we thank you for coming on and sharing your story, Lee.
I appreciate it, you guys. Thanks you for asking me really good questions. I wish other interviewers had.
All right. God bless.
God bless, Lee. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
So, Jimmy,
Whoa.
what are you thinking?
You know what I'm thinking. I have to process. I processed. That was emotionally riveting. It's a lot of stuff, quite honestly, that somebody who grew up loving pro wrestling does not want to hear. And I have to process it. That was painful to listen to.
Is this the closest? We've had all these famous wrestlers come in and discuss whatever their trials and tribulations. This felt the most real.
This is, to be very honest, this is right there with when Tony was talking about the actual moment that Bruiser was stabbed in the shower. When it gets real, it gets real. And like you just said, I don't think it can get much realer than this situation.
Well, again, I want to thank
deep end of the pool.
I want to thank Lee for coming on.
Yes.
I respect the fact that he answered every question to the best of his ability.
Sure did.
He didn't skate anything.
No.
Again, people, whether you're on one side or the other, you hate Vince McMahon, you love Vince McMahon, someone lost their life. So anything we could do to help them, please, by all means, even through this tough time, if we could help out their family, support them.
Definitely support.
With that being said,
okay, well, I just wanted you guys to see that. If anybody wants to go see those online, it's Monty and the Pharaoh, and I did 2 interviews with him 6 months apart. And that will explain a lot to you about my brother. And it gives you an idea what the book's going to be about coming out. And see, this is what these people in these rooms don't understand that are trying to come after me. I have been battling Vince McMahon, a real gangster, a real powerful man, since 1992. Vince McMahon has put me in jail. He's had me. He's literally turned my best friends against me. He's had private investigators follow me for years, and he has not put me down. So if people think they're going to come from other channels here and come at me and think that I'm going to go away, you have another thing coming. I'm not going anywhere. Whether you like or hate Donald Trump, I'm going to tell you one thing that I remember about Donald Trump. When Donald Trump was president, I remember one thing going in. Everybody said that he would never survive in Washington. And I remember saying to them, when Donald Trump wanted to build buildings in New York, he had to deal with the Mafia unions. He had to deal with unions run by the mob all the time. If Donald Trump can deal with all those Mafia people, what do you think congressmen are going to do to him? Why do you think they're so scared of him? And this isn't, people might say this is a political speech. And, the reality is I'm man enough to say who I support. I don't pretend who I am. Okay, with that, I'll bring on Johnny. Johnny.
Lee, what's going on, pal?
How you doing?
Good, good. What do we got? Tony Pizza. He's alive. See? He's in the chat.
Is he?
Yeah, he's promoting his show in your chat that he's going live with Sammy. Nobody cares. Sammy's a rat.
Hey, well, at least we know he's alive.
Yeah, that's all we cared about.
That's all we care about.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Here's one thing Tony's going to have to realize. It's funny for a couple shows, but it's going to lose its funny.
Oh, absolutely.
You can't be that vicious continuously.
You're good. I asked him. I said, "How's it going with FBS? You go out there? What'd you do?" Nothing.
Yeah. A matter of fact, dude, you said if you are being that you're doing okay, Tony, we could say you came on, Tony, and you told us that you were going to go kick FBS's ass. FBS is still here. No one's kicked his ass. So you kind of don't look good right now, dude. And
Yeah, now he's got Lighten the Loafers Gunsmoke with him. FBS.
yeah, so he'll have Gunsmoke take him on then.
Another guy in his 30s or 40s in his mother's house with the pictures of John in the background, but they're in love with Jimmy Calandra, the biggest stool pigeon on earth.
Go figure that one out, right, Johnny?
Man, I can't get over it, Lee. I just can't. It doesn't make any sense anymore to me.
No, it doesn't. And that's the most amazing thing because you have people that say they hate rats dealing with rats. And then they'll say that I'm friends with Gene Burl. They'll say I'm friends with Gene, and they've done that. If people know what's going on behind the scenes right now, I'm not talking about it, but I will be. They would be shocked. Who's ratting?
Oh yeah, I can imagine. I can imagine. You Lee, you can't say you can't. Everybody can't stand Johnny A-Light, who we don't even talk about anymore because of all this bullshit. But you can't say you hate Johnny A-Light and you're in love with Jimmy Calandra. The guy, Sammy Gravano, put away Gotti. This guy put away Anthony Spiro. This was a major figure in the Brooklyn neighborhoods. A monster, like a conglomerate of a mafia boss. And that scumbag is on 86th Street shopping. And by the way, I love Scatoros, my friend.
Oh, you do? Yeah.
Yes.
I was surprised they're still around. That's good to know. At least one of them are still around.
I can't. Yeah, it's Brooklyn became Hong Kong. It's really a shame. No offense, but that's the neighborhood now.
Yeah. But it's funny though. I hear these people come on here and they say this guy knows nothing about the streets and stuff. Scaturos. Do you think I know anything about the streets? That's the thing. They look at me and
for you to say a name like Scatoros, you're from the neighborhood. It's not a name it's not ShopRite. It's Scatoros.
I worked for him for 10 years.
And Lee, I don't know when you lived there, Lee, but if you worked at Scatoros, a couple blocks away, there was a bar on the corner on 62nd Street, and I'm sure. If you were around, those guys were no joke over there on 11th and 62nd.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people don't realize is how many of these guys I actually did know. It's like, and that's what I laugh. Someone born in Queens and moves out is going to tell me I don't know New York. I don't know the streets. But yet I survived on the streets of New York for the first 32 years of my life. That's the funny.
Remember something. Jimmy flipped in 01, right? This guy was out of the neighborhood for so many years. He was in Arizona. He was going to do some kind of like movie. I don't know if you knew this, like a TV series with another couple of rats from the neighborhood that moved to Arizona. The guy that shot Scarper in the eye there. What was his name? Man. Flat Top. Mikey Flat Top DeRosa. Yeah. And if you watch his YouTube video, he's in the background. Calandra was gone for many years. Now he wants to put videos that he's on 86th Street shopping at Meat Supreme. There's nobody there, buddy. The neighborhood is over. Don't be a tough guy. Yeah, come see me. Nobody wants to go to 86th Street. It's over. It's a drift shop, 86th Street. It's a third world country. Who goes there? Nobody. But they want to be tough guys. Come and get me. Come and get me. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna put my hands on a rat and get 20 to life for touching you.
You can't.
Yeah, okay.
Those guys are bulletproof.
They are bulletproof.
Yep. If you want to go to jail for a long time, you go hit them.
You got to be out of your mind. But I don't have to be okay with him on YouTube. This is a free country. He's allowed to say what he wants. I'm allowed to say what I want because there's stand-up people out there still. We have a right to defend ourselves too.
Yep. And I'm glad you came on because I want people to, it's good to talk to a person of reason. Because it seems like a lot of people here aren't reason. You got people like from Arizona and out in the boonies that come on here and they pretend they know about gangs and shit in New York. They know nothing. I grew up in New York in the 80s and the 70s, 80s, and 90s when it was real.
When
That's when I
when
grew
it
up.
was real, when it was real as it
Yeah.
could be, you know.
Yep.
So, and that's what they don't get. We listen to these people from out of town, makes my stomach turn, you know.
Yeah.
And
I
I got to
was
be honest with you, and I don't want to drop name, you know, but like I'm in these chats, Lee. I got to get off this thing because my brain, I can't, you know. You
Yeah.
know, you got Carlos Munoz, supposedly this big jail guy. He's a huge moderator now with a wrench. Best friends with Jimmy Calandra, does the Muscles 100.
You
Jimmy,
know.
my man. What kind of street guys are you? There's no, I don't understand. I'm not a gangster, Lee, but I'm from the streets. We grew up that way. I'm a working man. As you can see, look, I got my orange shirt.
Yeah.
I work. You know what I'm saying? But we don't have to be okay with this. Where are your morals? Forget this gangster stuff. The code we grew up with, my father would have killed me. You never rat. Don't rat on people. That's it. That's how it was. You know?
And you know, I worked in Skateros in the 80s in Brooklyn. So you know
My
that's
God.
when Brooklyn was ganged up. It was very serious. That's when I walked the streets
11
every damn day.
11th Avenue
Yeah.
with the C's, if you know what I'm talking about, and they
Yeah.
ran the show, you know,
Yeah.
up for a very long time there. So, you know,
And every day I walked to work. I used to love walking to work. I walked to that neighborhood every day. People knew me and said hi and goodbye. They knew I wasn't part of that life, but they all knew me though. And this is what
no,
these
there was a
clowns-
lot of respect in the neighborhood. They were great people too. Everybody puts them down like they were animals, but without them, our neighborhood was safe, man. You could leave your front door open.
That's right.
They were our guardian angels. I got to be honest with you. It was the best time in the world, you know?
Yep. Yep. Yeah, that's
And
right. You hit
that's
it right
it.
on the button. And I never
But
had no,
Lee, I appreciate.
no problem. And I never had no
No,
trouble
no,
with
no.
any of
Keep
those.
talking. I'm listening.
I never had no trouble with any of those guys. Never. Not one time. You know?
I don't like to be I don't want to be a hog, you know. So I just want to tell you thank you for having me on, and have a great night. And I'll be listening. Anytime you want me on, let me know.
You take care of yourself.
Thanks, pal.
Well, that was interesting. I like speaking to somebody from the old neighborhood. That's it, people. You'll hear that I don't know nothing about the streets. I know nothing about Brooklyn. 10 years I spent in that area. I lived on Sheepshead Bay. I used to walk to Skateros all the time, and I would drive when I wanted to drive. But you know, the fact of the matter is, these guys that come on here and say I don't know the streets and shit, they don't know the streets. They're the ones that don't know the streets. They pretend they do. And walking around the streets, I'm not talking about walking around the streets of another city in another state. I'm talking about walking through Brooklyn, through the areas of Brooklyn where the real gangs were. And I never had no trouble getting along with them because they knew that I wasn't part of that life, but I knew them all. And they respected me and I respected them. That's what it comes down to. I'd love to move to Texas. Dave, believe me, I live in South. I would tell anybody that's in New York, if you want to get away from that shithole that they destroyed, that great city, that once great city of New York, Southwest Texas is where it's at for people like me. Let me just leave it at that. For people like me, Southwest Texas is the best area in the country. This is no bullshit. You just have a good life here and you live the way that you're supposed to live. You don't have to go outside. You're not going to be mugged. In the town I live, there's a cop living on every street. And, you know, I live in an area where there's so many cops and stuff, but they never pull nobody over from this town. They all know you. And that's why this town is so safe. If some goomba comes in here from Brooklyn or something, they would be spotted in a second. Can you imagine someone like Ramondi walking through this town or driving through this town? He'd be pulled over like right way down the street. You said before he was dropping a video today. He dropped it. Who dropped the video, Nick? Lee, when did you do time? I did time in the Queen's House of Detention. I was on Rikers Island, and I did times in Cortez, in Colorado, which is out there. And let me see where else I did time. I did time. Oh, and also in Westchester County, in Valhalla, and also at the M unit in Valhalla, about 5 different places. Total, totaled, I've always been lucky. I only did a couple years. I didn't do the big time some of these guys do in prison. But Rikers Island and the Queen's House of Detention are very rough places because, you know, can't even describe them, but they're even worse now from what I understand because all the gangbangers are there big time. Back when I was in these places, there wasn't a lot of gangbangers. I would debate Ramondi any channel, any day, and prove just by my questions. He would never do that, Army Medic. He would never debate you. Are you kidding me? Johnny Gebberts, that's it. That's New York, running it right into the ground. And now they're doing all these mandates and everything with the COVID shot. John Wolf. Hey, John, you want to come up here? I'm going to drop you a link, John. If you want to come in here, you're more than welcome. But if you come in here, they're going to say me and you are teaming up. You do know that, but I don't really give a shit. So here's the link. If you want to come in, John, come on in. Lee, the Stacks video getting pip slapped was the best. Yeah, well, and Stacks is still very angry at me for that. I don't know if you've noticed. And that's never going to go away. But you know what? When he scumbagged me today that they doxed me, and remember what he said. I don't give a shit. The gloves are off. That was the best thing that you ever did to me. Damien.
What's up?
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
Good.
So we're gonna.
I'm
So
kind of surprised to
about,
see you in there.
Yeah, no, it's okay. So listen, man. I wanted to say that before, right? I tried to help you, and I was a friend to you. I tried to be a friend to you before you. Can you mute that for a second, please?
Mute what?
No, I'm talking.
Okay.
So listen, before I tried to help you, right? You talked about you need to get back to your roots, talking about, wrestling and talking about this, that, and the other thing. And you cried about your brother. You had a heart to heart with me talking about this, that, and the other thing. You have an issue with every single person, Lee. Okay. As far as me sending you a picture of your address, okay, you can take it for what it is, bro. The bottom line is this. I asked you nicely not to talk about me. Okay. I want to ask you a question.
No. That's not what happened. You accused me of talking about you, and it wasn't you I was talking about. It was Gray Line I was talking about.
You talk about everybody. You can't keep up with the people that you talk about. You talk about everybody.
Now listen, did you come here to tell me how right you are, or did you come here to say you're sorry?
I didn't know. I came on here to have a debate about you because you have an issue with everybody.
Okay. Hey, listen, this is the mob genre. Everybody has an issue with everybody.
No. You create all these issues, bro.
Oh, I created. I'm that smart now.
Okay, so who do you like in the mob genre then?
Nobody.
Okay, so why don't you talk about wrestling then? Because you don't fit
because I'm talking about whatever I want on my show here.
This isn't a show, bro. It's 2,000, bro. This is 2,000 people. You don't have a show. Okay, it's 2,000 people.
That's more people than showed up for one of your fights.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah.
You know, right? What have you done in your life?
Seriously,
Lee,
what have you done?
I was a pro fighter. What have you done in your life?
You weren't a good fighter. You were a 500 fighter.
Okay, so what have you done now? Who have you fought?
That's not my thing in life.
Okay, so what was your thing, Lee?
Does it matter? I had
you're
talking. I've had a pretty good life.
Oh yeah. So what have you done?
I raised children and I raised grandchildren.
Oh, they should be real proud of you sitting on YouTube every day.
They are
asking people.
Well, your kids should be proud of you for threatening 60-year-old men.
Hey, maybe you shouldn't act like a tough guy, and then you wouldn't get threatened, Lee.
No, but I'm not scared of you, dude. I wish you would.
That's fine. That's fine, Lee. I'm not trying to make you scared of me. I'm just trying to make.
Yes, you are. You're a bully, dude.
I'm not. How am I a bully, Lee? I went on.
Listen. Whenever you go on these shows,
Did I or did I not come on your show?
Listen,
Do an interview
whenever you
with
go on, the first thing you say is, "Oh, I'm not like I used to be. I'm not doing drugs. I'm not going to beat nobody up." And here you are back sending me fucking shit.
Lee, I tried to help you. I wouldn't have went on your show if I didn't want to help you.
Oh, listen, you're a person.
I did an interview with you. You said, listen, you're saying the only reason why you're saying I'm a nobody now. Before you were kissing my ass to get you to me.
I wasn't kissing your ass.
Yes, you were. You want?
No, when I had you on, I don't want you on.
If I'm a nobody, why'd you do an interview with me?
Okay, let me ask you a question. If you look at all
let
me finish. I'm going to answer the question right now. If you look at any of my videos, your interview with me is one of the lowest rated videos.
Okay, so why'd you do it then?
Because I was trying to make my show better. It was a mistake.
Exactly.
I pulled in a bad person.
Exactly.
No one's interested in you, Damien.
You were trying to benefit from it. I have good things.
Of course, I'm trying to benefit.
Lee,
that's part of running this show.
Lee, what good things do you have going on in your life, Lee? Tell
me.
Right
now?
Yeah. This show?
I'm a 60-year-old man and I'm living a comfortable life.
You're living dude, all you do is talk about people. Your whole show is drama.
But look what you're doing right now. You're my drama now.
I wrote a screenplay that I'm filming. I hope you know that, right? I'm coming out with a TV show. I'm doing good things in my life. Okay. I don't need this drama.
When it comes out, when your TV show comes out, then I'll say good job.
Okay, but look, I never had an issue with you ever. I never had an issue with you ever. You went and did whatever you did. You have an issue with everybody. You don't see that?
John, do I have an issue with you? I can't hear you, John. Hey, listen, this is the Mafia genre. You people are all scumbags.
Dude, you're friends with this guy. I mean, come on. You're letting this guy.
I'd rather be friends with him than you.
Oh, really?
Yes.
That shows the kind of person you are.
What? You're a fighter that sends threatening things to 60-year-old men, and you're going to judge.
And you're a 60-year-old man that has an issue with everybody and talks shit about people all day, every day online.
Oh, listen, Angel Gotti didn't even want to talk to you.
This has nothing to do with Angel Gotti, bro.
Yes, it does. Oh, you don't want to talk about Angel. You don't want to talk about Angel Gotti.
No, because you have a big conspiracy in your head that everyone is like.
You know why you don't want to talk about Angel? Because she'll cut you off.
Yeah,
that's why you don't want to talk about Angel.
I don't talk to Angel, so you're retarded.
And then on top of that, why don't you tell people that you talk to Gene Barillo all the time?
Okay, I talked to Gene Barillo because I was trying to set up a fight.
But you talk to him all the time. That's
no, bullshit. I don't. No, I don't. No, I don't.
See, everybody's full of bullshit here. You know,
no, the only one that's full of shit is you, bro. You have a problem with everybody.
You have a problem.
I don't have a problem with nobody.
You want to beat everybody up.
I want to beat up people that got loud mouths. Yeah, like you, of course.
How about you? That means that you're going to beat yourself up because you got a loud mouth.
I got a loud mouth, dude.
Yes,
listen, I speak the truth. You have an issue with everybody.
You don't speak the truth. You're a bully, dude.
How am I a bully? You started it with me. I came on your show.
You know how to fight. See, this is why you never were more. This is why you were never more than the 500 fighter because you didn't have it up here.
I had way more than a 500 fighter, bro. You don't know nothing about my fighting career. Nothing.
I looked for videos on you. I couldn't find any.
So what have you done besides be a YouTube fake ass?
Actually, I googled your name and you didn't pop up anywhere.
Okay, so what have you done though? I'm asking you, what have you done in your life, Lee?
I just told you. I raised my children. They have successful
lives.
Besides
that, have you ever worked a day in your life? What have you done?
Most of my life, I worked.
You're on welfare. You're successful. You live in disability.
What is welfare? No, this ain't disability. I live in a regular place that has that type of housing here.
Okay, Lee.
See,
you're so successful.
No. See, you're making this up. You know, this is what tells me you and the Gottis put all this shit together. All you do is look at everybody's shit, what they're doing in their life.
The Gottis. You think everything's a conspiracy.
No. What are you doing in your life, dude? You're right.
I have a great life, bro. My business
have you ever had a job? Have you ever had a job?
Bad as fuck. I got a good life, bro. I make a lot of money.
Have you ever had a job?
I'm doing good in my life. Do I have a job? I don't need a job. I fought for my life, okay?
He doesn't have a job.
I fought to make a life.
41 years old without a job. Bro.
I'm in the union. What do you do with your life?
What union are you in?
You sit
the Fighters Union?
See it right here?
The Fighters Union? The Fighters Union?
No, the Laborers Union.
Okay, so you got to labor to be in the union, don't you?
Oh, I did. I worked on the casino project. You keep talking about what I've done, but you haven't said one thing you do besides.
You asked me if I worked. I worked my whole life.
You're an old troll, bro.
I'm an old. I'm here in your face. I'm here in your face.
You're a troll. No, you're behind the scenes doing it too.
I'm talking to you in your face.
No, you're not. You're over a computer. You would never come and talk to my face.
Oh, God forbid, because you'll beat me up.
Yeah, because if you talk crazy,
Dude,
I
you
would.
ain't beating
Yes.
nobody up. No, you
Okay.
wouldn't. No, you
Okay.
wouldn't.
That's
You ain't
fine.
beating nobody up.
Okay.
Okay? That's
But
what
it's
you
okay.
like to say.
Okay, so Lee, it's okay for you to do things behind the scenes and try to be like this big ringleader, all these fucking people, right? That's okay.
I'm the
for
head
you
of
to do
these
that
other.
stuff.
So are you saying that I'm ahead of these troll pages?
Lee, you start so much
Now, I'm
trouble.
asking you a question.
Lee, you have
Are you
problems
saying
with everybody. You have problems with
who's
everybody.
everybody, dude?
Every single podcaster in this genre you have an issue with. You've had an issue with.
Of course I do, because they're scumbags.
Oh, and you're a good guy, right?
I'm a hell of a guy.
Oh, yeah, you're a real good guy. Such a good guy
Listen,
that every single person that went on your show to try to help you, you turned your back on.
but they all came on my show and they all started here. Think about that one.
Oh, they all started with you. I know, because you're so good.
Yeah.
Look, when's the last time you did a video not talking about someone, Lee? Tell me.
Today.
Oh, no, today you started your show talking about me, actually. That's why I jumped on.
No, I told you to come on.
Your life is so pathetic that all you do is talk about people.
Your life is so pathetic that you make movies and think that you're going to make a movie about your life. Your life ain't that interesting. What are you going to make a movie about a losing fighter?
It's not about my life. It's not about my life. You don't know what you're talking about.
You're
and
going
it
to make
takes
a
lot of
movie
hard work to write a screenplay, something you would know nothing about.
Hey, listen, you know one thing I've never done in my life?
What?
Is send an older guy that supposedly...
I asked you to stop talking about me. I never
a picture of where he lives.
I never threatened you. I never threatened you.
Want to know what type of man I am?
I
didn't
never
run to the police department. I could have. I could have made your life a
you
miserable
talking about
hell.
it online makes you a rat. It's the same thing.
Oh, dude.
It's the same thing. You went online and talked about it. It's the same thing.
No, it's not.
It's
the same thing? No. Here's the difference.
It's the same thing.
If I went to the police and did it, they would have came to you.
It's the same thing. You
it's not the same thing.
It. Yes, it is.
No, now that you're here, it's publicly broadcast.
Bro, I don't care though. That's the thing. I don't care. I don't care.
Now you don't care about.
No, I don't. I don't care. Don't.
Okay.
No. I'm going to defend myself. I'm not going to be
You defend yourself against people that can't fight. Too bad you can't defend yourself against fighters.
Oh, okay. Well, I did against 10 people. I won 10 MMA fights against professionals, Lee.
Yeah, you lost more than you won.
Yeah, exactly. You ain't got nothing to say because you've done nothing with your life. But troll people.
And you're 41. Dude, when I was 41 years old.
Your family should be ashamed.
Hey, listen, when I was 41 years old, I was working.
Yeah. You're an old miserable troll. See you later, you old troll.
Okay, fuck you. Well, that was fun, everybody. John, you can jump back up here if you want now. That is Damien. That is a man that sends threatening to beat people up to their text. A professional fighter. That's who he is. A professional fighter threatening people. He is a gaudy henchman is basically what he is. Why is this so? He's very angry. True. Listen, people, if this show is boring, you're not going to come here. That's what it comes down to. People don't want boring shit. And, people, like he just said to me that I have no friends here in the podcasting community. I don't want these people to be my friends. Why would I want these guys to be my friends? You got drug dealers and people that are bottom of the barrel. Why would I want them to be my friends? No one wants help from a lunatic. That's true. Every time this guy shows up, there's drama. That's exactly right. If you look at any show he goes on, he's always talking about beating people up. That's what he's doing. And you know what? Tonight, they'll have shows attacking me because I had this clown on here. A man that's a professional fighter threatening to beat people up. A man that learned to fight in the ring and learned jiu-jitsu, boxing, wrestling. Threatening people. That is a bully. That is a man right there that used to walk the streets to collect money and help people, help his little gangster friends. Can you imagine that man coming after you, as angry and as mean as he is? I'm watching two grown men, 8 years old at the play park, whose dad can be the good point. That's a good one, my man. Okay. Damien, why are you starting shit? That's Damien, people. Grown men arguing about grown men arguing. Ironic. This is some good shit. Okay. I feel like I'm 10 again watching the WWF on Saturday morning. That's basically what it is. If I cannot defend myself here, I would be crushed. I would be destroyed. Can you imagine if I didn't defend myself against FBS or Jimmy Calandra who come after me all the time? They think that I'm some stupid old man and they can just walk right over me. That ain't gonna happen. People are mixed up their meds. Tracy, that's a good one. No, I got my meds straight today. Yes, thank you. Damien, I should ask you that question. That would have been a great one. How's your friend Jimmy Calandra? My wife called in because of Massive. Well, that's good to know, Army Matic. That's very good to know. Wolf has so many gaps in his teeth that he looks like... Wolf was sitting down laughing. He was like, Lee, cut this out, ask if anything else to say, and tell him to skedaddle. Good point. You're right. This guy is making Lee look good. Oh, Tony, can you imagine that? Him making me look good? That should have been his name, Damien the Bully Trites. Roid Rage. Wouldn't surprise me. I'll be on the Lee, cut this bum off. Then this is good, laugh out loud. You know what it is? It's called entertainment. You know, let's all pretend here that when this happens, we don't enjoy the entertainment. Because that's what it is. It's entertainment. You know, you remember the time that I was on with Jeff Nadeau on Bald Sicilian show and he played that? Have you guys noticed that Bald Sicilian played that show again and got almost 4,000 hits on it? And that's drama. That's bullshit. But the fact of the matter is people watch that. They just do. We can kid each other, but it's, you know, that's all we're doing is we're kidding each other. This guy is so angry he wants to fight everyone. Yep. Sooner or later, he's going to hurt somebody. That's what's going to happen. He's going to hurt somebody because he can't control his temper. A guy who's never worked asked me if I worked. Just so you do know, I worked in an industry where I worked 60 hours a week for years. Bingo. He was a good fighter to be fair. He made it where few have. What do you consider a good fighter? Wouldn't the word be fair fighter? He was a fair fighter. A good fighter is go to the UFC. The best fighters in the world are in UFC. And then you have some in the other leagues, so like Bellaton. You have some there. Bellator, I'm sorry. You have fighters in Bellator. But all those fighters in Bellator want to come to the UFC. So, you know, the UFC has the best fighters in the world. If you're a fighter and you want to make it, that's where you want to be. Unless you're over in Japan in one of those leagues or something. He probably got a shot of Decker. Damien, go send threatening text to your neighbors. I just saw John Gotti's ghost. He said that all these rat lovers to take my pictures off the wall. You know what? That's exactly what John Gotti would say. Do you think that John Gotti would speak to any of these rats? Can you imagine John Gotti with any of these people that are on these channels that are rats? Would he speak to any of them? He wouldn't. You know what he would do to them. They wouldn't be speaking. It's not as fierce as Sonny and Gunsmoke. Yeah, those guys were going at it, weren't they? But they're young. They're young. Lee has been a target from day one. Jimmy, it's quite obvious. Once you don't, there's certain people that you really got to kiss their butts around here. Once you don't do that, they come after you. John, I'm glad that you're laughing. You need a good laugh, Johnny. What you wrote today, too, I agreed with, by the way. People might think Johnny's a little wacky, but John has read some of his stuff about what's going on right now. This derailed the whole show. Maybe that's the plan. Tracy, listen, he came on. He wanted to speak, so I put him on. And then, we yelled and screamed at each other. He's off now. He'll go his way in life. I'll go my way. We'll probably never speak again. That's it. I was hoping when he came on that he would just apologize for sending me that stuff, and I would apologize for anything that I did to offend him. And that'll be that. But the minute he came on, the first thing he wanted to tell me is how I have no friends in the Mafia genre. Duh. Only a punk who thinks people are scared of them sends threatening pictures and snitches on themselves. He did say, yeah, and he admitted doing it. Imagine that. And then he tells me that if I go to the cops, it doesn't matter because I already ratted here. He doesn't understand. You guys can't arrest him. One second, I'll drop the link. Link is in. Lee's got plenty of money to the ladies. I have enough money. And, I've been married 4 times. You get to the point in your life where relationships don't mean as much. I got friends my age that are kind of pathetic because all they're doing is they're out there. If they don't have a girlfriend, they go nuts. They go look everywhere. I'm not that type of person. After you have your kids and everything, you just don't think about that no more. I'm very happy to be I'm very happy with my life. Damien acted in which movie that has never been made public. Everybody wants to be a movie star, but they never become one. Very few people make it. And here's another thing. Like Damien asked me what I do here. I have a show that actually came on and people watch it. Not tons of people, but I'm happy with the amount of people that watch it. I would say I would challenge him, start a podcast and see if you can get some people to watch it. See if you even get monetized.
Can I see your penis?
You never know, man. You trust them and stuff, but wait until Damien gets the bill from Lee for his third position. Okay, way to go, Paps. Don't take any crap. Paps, why I was officially named Paps by MRE. He started calling me Paps a long time ago, and that's never left me now. Like 3 months ago, he started calling me Paps. And so I guess I'm Paps. And if MRE nicknames people, gives people nicknames, and it seems like if he gives you a nickname, it sticks with you. I'm no bottom of the barrel. I'm a top dog. Yes, he did. Yes, I didn't even hear about that. But you know what? FBS took his show down because from what I understand, he was threatening on there. He admitted what he did. He just came on my show and admitted that he sent that. He has no idea what a prick I could be if I wanted to be. But I'm not a rat. I'm not going to run to the cops. I don't want these guys to be my friends. Pretty good point. No matter who you back, this is so. Yeah, we have our shows. God bless them. I hope they all do well. But come on. I want most of the people that have shows on here are rats. They actually testified. And then if they're not rats, they're former drug dealers. I mean, that's what you have. I'm not a rat. I'm not a former drug dealer. I never been arrested for drinking and driving or hurting children or women or nothing like that. Okay, there's that one kidnap charge, but Okay, I'm glad I don't have those anger problems. Well, John, people underestimate you, John. That's what their problem is. Oh my gosh. The great John Wolf. What's going on, my man? It's not working again. Yeah, it's not working. I can't hear your voice, John. Just try to get it. I'm sorry, man. Just get it fixed and come on next time. Or try to fix it. Okay. Okay, let's see. Well, people, I'm going to call it's an hour and 40 minutes. I'm going to call it a show. I appreciate everybody showing up. We had a nice crowd today. But thank you all. And I'm going to get out of here now. But everybody take care. Thank you.